Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to the Caliph Podcast. I'm Karusali and this is episode 22. My guest today is Dr. Sheik Alauddin, the former world Silat champion. You are the CEO of Singapore Silat Federation, the main governing body for the sports concerning areas such as the management of Silat activities, coaching, talent scouting, coordinating competitions worldwide, and more. You are also a coach and you've been awarded the Coach of the Year multiple times, nurturing current athletes to glory. In June 2019, you were bestowed with Doctorate of Humanity by the Academy of Universal Global Peace. A few months later, you were conferred as the new Datuk Sri by the Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo. We are here to talk about your amazing journey, your passion in Silat, and more. Dr. Sheik, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Caliph Podcast.
Walaikum salam, and thank you for having me in this interview.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. You know what an honor to have you, the legend, Singapore legend, on board on the show. How have you been? Going out of circuit breaker during circuit breaker, right, and now to the new normal. How have you been adapting? Yeah.
Well, we have to embrace what's happening and so on, and also there will be a lot of changes. To me, is this play your games right, or put your card into a proper manner. This is how I look at it, rather than you against the policy, you against the rule and so on. Yes, it's difficult that you've been running around, you've been doing so many things, like early in the morning you are up and you are go until late night, you come back, you feel satisfied with whatever you do, and suddenly it's just like a sledgehammer stop, and you got to be at home, and now you got to do on digital, and you have to maneuver yourself 360 and put yourself front there and work with your athlete, work with your staff, work with foreign partners and so on. So it's interesting. It's very interesting, and you get to know them better. Like for me, I get to know my family much closer with my kids and so on. They are grown kids, and of course they want their own life, their own things and so on. And now with this, you tend to talk to them more and you work with them more. This is interesting, and of course it's a challenge for me to work with my staff and my athletes and management and so on, because they don't understand. Suddenly we talk about digital.
Yeah,
you
true.
know Suddenly we have to see on virtual, and all these things you have to follow up. And the
Yeah.
best thing now is you tends to follow the system, the new normal, where
Mm-hmm.
you go anywhere, you
Correct.
have to do scanning, temperature check, lock in, lock out. Yes, it's troublesome, but and another hand is you have to follow
Yeah.
to be safe and proper. I should say, and we have to encourage kids. We have to encourage the athletes. We have to encourage everyone to follow. No one should be left out. Everyone must follow to stay safe and stay proper and so on.
Yeah, true. I have to agree with you.
Nevertheless, I'm blessed with what's happening. There's good, bad, and ugly too. So I take it as, let's face it, and just be like everyone else.
Yep. I agree with you. Okay, let's start with the show. Let's start with the questions. Let's go all the way back before you were a Silat champion, right? So what kind of kid were you back then?
Well, I'm an introvert.
Hmm.
Basically, I'm scrawny and couldn't do a push-up. And I always under the armpit of my mother. And my
Oh,
mother
mommy's
would
boy,
just love
huh?
to see. Yeah, my mother just loved to see me in front of her. We stayed in Duchat Place, very big compound, terrace house, very big. And I got a big family, stayed together. And, it's
Nice.
totally like a kampong environment. So you stay around there and you keep close ties within your area. So that's why I'm not so exciting back then in terms of being a kid because I don't really explore out and go anywhere and be
Yeah.
brave to do stuff. Totally different from now. The kids I see, they are very brave. They dare to do anything they want to do. For me, as a kid, I'm very much scared, like scared cat,
Yeah.
little bit only, very scared, So that's me on the back in the early days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So from that kind of character, right? So how did you venture into Silat? How did you get introduced to Silat after that?
Well, I do not know what is Silat all about. Pretty funny because it's weird because for me, in kampung days, just play marble, stick, and hide yourself in the drain and trying to catch spider and so on. Then I was schooling at Teluk Kurau Primary.
Mm.
From secondary is just nearby Teluk Kurau Secondary.
Yep.
So from there, being a kid, what you want else? Kick a ball. That's all. So
Yeah.
for me, a plastic ball on the court of basketball. So I was thinking like, okay, it's interesting to play recess time after school and so on with a group of friends, And then my friend said that, hey, there's the nearby mosque in Teluk Kurau, Abdul Alim Siddiq mosque. So he was saying, why not we go there? There's Ustad trying to set up a football
Wow.
team. There we have a chance to play a
Yeah.
better ball. So let's go. So we went on Sunday. We went there. Every week is talk about religion. Religious class. Hey, come on. Where's the ball? The ball is not there. Until today.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it switched from football to Silat. So I was thinking
Mm.
like, what is this Silat? It's totally weird to me, what is Silat? So my friend, the Ustad say, why not you try Silat first? Then my friend said, we got nothing, just try on Friday night. So went in and attended the class, feeling weird because the uniform is weird because green and lace, yellow lace. So from there, they asked to do physical. And I found out that I couldn't do a push-up. I found out that everything I'm bad. I'm totally bad. Couldn't do push-up. Everything is bad for me.
How old are you back then?
I was 15 years old. Nowadays, kids starts with 3 years old.
Yeah.
My time, I start very late, 15. And back then, Silat is totally different from now Silat.
Definitely.
Back
Yeah.
then, they talk about Silat as a self-defense, Silat Bunga, Silat, Pulot and all that. So it's totally different.
Yeah.
Silat as a self-defense and artistic. But when I started off, it's all, yes, you do the school style syllabus, then it goes up to the competition. So
Yeah.
I from that, grow to become an athlete. So the best part, I say I couldn't do a push-up and so on. But then it's funny thing that when I started one time, then I got to feel like it. Then it goes 2 times, 3 times, and so on. Then I bring Silat to my house in Duchat
Okay.
Place, where at the back of my house, big field. That's where I started building up a House of Champion. I call it Sanggar Juara. I got all the planks with the instructor's father, where we collected at Pacitan, Kampung Pacitan. It's nearby. Now is Parkway Hospital. So basically, we set up and we eat, sleep, and train every day there. So it's interesting. I kind of like it. And I don't kick a ball, but I kick in terms of the pads and fight competitively. Yeah.
So you kind of like introduced to something that is unexpected, right? And then somehow you grow interest. But what made you like in the process? What made you like? Oh, okay. I think this is something that I really enjoy. What triggers you to like Silat?
Well, Silat have changed me tremendously. From can't do a push-up to 100 push-up. So that's interesting. Increase my strength, and I become more daring rather than introvert, very scared type. Scared
Right,
cat.
right, right, right.
So then I start to dare to come forward. Then give me an opportunity to grow by putting me as a front
Yeah,
line. Always nice to be in front. So when you front, you feel that, hey, I'm the best of the student. From there, rose up to be an assistant instructor, then become a, like the good blue eye boy for the coach and so on, or
yeah,
the grandmaster. So from there, I say, hey, I can do it. Why not? Though I'm very, very scared still, in terms of going into competition in 1984. I was just like, what's going on with me? The life just
yeah,
like, my head goes down, my leg goes up, what's happening with me? Like a roller coaster. So it changed totally and become a better person. Then I know I got a lot of handicap with me in terms of talking, in terms of presenting myself, in terms of giving to be a leader. I tell myself, no, I cannot do it. So but then with this, it's just changed me time to time, day by day, and I'm getting better. Yeah.
so I see where you got your confidence from lah. So you were introvert, and then it transformed you to be that confident person you are, and that's where you
Correct.
feel that wow, Silat is the thing for you, right?
Yes. Yeah, I become devoted because I tell myself, yeah, I become stronger, and I build my body, and I become more daring, and I dare to be in front. And of course, in terms of education, I'm also very bad. I did, back then you just don't want to study because
Yeah, yeah,
a group of friends, just catch spider, play marble and all that. Then I found out that, look, if you're gonna be in front, you gotta bring yourself up. You
yeah,
gotta real search for things, work yourself up, because education is important. Very, very important that you need to be there to be part of the whole society.
yeah, yeah. So when you first join your first competition, right? So
Yeah.
what's the feeling like for you? Like finally you are in the first competition, and how did you do?
Well, you were talking about first competition, and for years I've been feeling terrible. I was telling myself like, why I sweat my palm, why I
Yeah,
want to why I need to go toilet so many times. My stomach goes upside down. I was like, this is disaster. Back then, I don't have a psychology. I don't have friends that help me out. Hey, you come down, you breathe.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you pray a bit. You do meditation or whatever. Nothing of all
You
that.
just been thrown to the arena, yeah.
You just go in, just do it. Basically, I use the term, terjun botol lah. You know, just jump like a bottle, Coca-Cola bottle,
Yeah,
a Coke bottle down. That's it. So we just try out and see how is it. So I was telling myself, why? Then year after year, I was feeling that disaster in me, until such time when I become a champion, then only I told myself, look, I can do it. I start to manage myself, how I can calm down myself, how I can see through the whole process of getting myself to be a champion and so on in each of the competition. So it's
yeah,
pretty interesting for me because back then you just have to be yourself, and you want to do it, you do it, nothing else, you just do it. You cannot think of anything else. Now the system is different because everything is supported, so it's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. Were you really full time back then? I read about you, and you were actually an ex police officer before. So
Yes.
do you have like that time you have a job and you are actually balancing with Silat, right? So how's that going on for you back then?
Well, it's interesting for me because I'm not a well-to-do family, and it's just my father, the one who worked as a bus conductor,
Mm,
and we have so many. I have about, including me, 8 of us in a family. Then with my mother and so on. So I told myself when I reach 17, 18 and go on, so on, I told myself I have to work, and I still do training. Training, it helps me a lot to be more confident, right? Then I'll work, being a police officer, and I work part-time too, and finding ways, at a wee hour, I'm out, doing stuff, breaking the cargo pack,
Yeah.
uh, vacuuming the swimming pool early in the days in hotel. You have to clean the pool. So I do a lot of things and I manage.
Yeah.
But when I reach to the very competitive like SEA Games and so on, I have to start to choose. I reduce on
Mm.
my part-time job, and I kind of being acknowledged with a lot of other people. People recognize me who I am and being a champion. Then I start to reduce all that. That
Right.
also
Right.
because I work too much, training, full-time job as a police officer. Then I'm doing part-time. Then one day I vomited
Oh.
like overwork, not enough sleep,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so on, So, but I survive, and it's all about you, whether you want to manage or you want to do it or not. It's all
Yeah.
about you within yourself, because it's tough for people to switch this mind and say that I want to do this, and you really preach doing it.
Right.
Religiously, you must follow. If you don't, you say, never mind, today I don't do this, tomorrow I will do it, then it's gone. You
Mm-hmm.
will never manage that, because tomorrow you say, hey, maybe I reduce a bit. Maybe I don't go to work. Maybe I take half day. Maybe training will be reduced. So all these things within you. So you have to switch 360 and telling yourself, look, you got to be a person. This is how you want to do it. You work on it and try to achieve it accordingly. But sometimes you got to be realistic that you cannot have everything all into
Yeah.
one. You prioritize which one comes first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. I cannot imagine how you balance all of that and
Yeah.
be a world champion, right? Because today athletes, what we see is that, they call themselves just a full-time athlete, right? So they just focus on that craft and try to beat the rest. And but back then there's no such option for you, right?
Yes,
Like
no
wow,
option.
how so financially you had to work, and that's like, does Silat gives you any financial aid?
Well, back then, totally zero. Um,
Wow.
Singapore Silat Federation is non-profit organization, and all the management are working people, and they don't have much time to really focus on Silat too, because you need to do your own fundraising to self-sustain and to develop. If because it's a choice, you want to run the federation, you want to be part of this and that. So you have to look at it. So sad to say that back then we have nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to be good to be a champion and so on. So the only best thing is you fall back to the Sports SG. Uh, Last time was Singapore Sports Council, and now
Yep.
it's Sports SG, where they give you specs grant that's supported. So
Yeah.
see, being a champion, they care for me, and I got some money that is given per year. Then I have to share it with some of my friends because they need to travel with me, and we don't have
Oh.
money to bring them overseas. So use part of my money
Oh.
for me to travel and for them to travel too.
Right, right, right.
Then we don't have any jacket, t-shirts, whatever to be in uniform group.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I love to have like a uniform group for us to be together, but
Yeah.
we can't have that. So we have to work within our team. Each one of you come up $5, $10, get from somewhere, and we buy t-shirts and jacket so we can travel as one team. So it's pretty interesting, and I learned a lot
Yeah.
back then. It's important that you understand the whole issue, not saying that everything is a red carpet,
Yeah.
everything is on the platter, that everything what you want you will get it. Yes, today you will have it, but of course there's rules and policy and terms and condition that you got to be up there. You got to be the first grade of athlete. Then only you will be taken care of. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't tolerate prima donna athletes. I will want them to be pure, and I want them to be a role model that behind them, there's thousands of them want to be like them.
Yeah.
So once they want to be like them, they got to be proper and they got to be solid in and out arena.
What's the feeling like being a world champion?
Well, in 1990, when I was crowned as a world champion from a kampong boy, do not know anything, pretty interesting. I went to Den Haag, Holland. We fight in the velodrome. My first match will be the Netherlands. This guy is a champion in kickboxing, a Negro, and I don't know much about all these things. Looking at them, I was so nervous and so scared. They looked different from us, from
Yeah.
Asia, and especially from Singapore and Kampong Boy. Our hair all with the, curly hair and got the bola here. So, but for them, it's bald-headed. So they look burly and scary. So when this guy, my opponent, kicked the padding, it's a velodrome, and it sounds like boom, boom. What the hell is that? What's going on? This is exactly I was saying. What the hell is that? So my friend said, "Hey, that's your opponent. He's gonna fight with you. You're gonna die." So you see, these are the things that they are not supporting
that's
you.
helpful, man.
That's not helpful at all. So after a while, they say, "Hey, you better do warm up." I say, "Forget it. I'm not gonna do a warm up. I'm not gonna do anything. Go down and just do it." So that's back then is basically the term is Trojan botol lah. You just jump and just do it. So I went in and just do it. I become a world champion. I fought with those guys are bigger than me, from Netherlands to Austria, Belgium, then Austria, bigger,
Yeah.
taller. But I have a skill. I don't have the strength. My punch is not that strong. My kick is not that strong, but
Yeah.
my technique is good. So I managed to get points by dropping them and so on. I become a world champion. Then I was telling myself, from zero, I become a world champion. What's going on, And from do not know what is Silat and become a champion, and I feel that I can do it. I can serve and I can do better in this, which I do not know that I can. But now it shows that I become a world champion, and I'm so happy with it, and I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Then I say I'm looking forward for more. I'm looking forward to train more, and then to compete more. Back then, I don't have a chance to compete because financially we are not that great
Yeah.
under the federation, so we cannot compete more. So I'm eager to be back to Singapore and train immediately. So the mindset is just like, today you finish fighting, tomorrow you'll be in the gym and train again. So that
Wow.
kind of mindset, it was just put into me and just looking forward and looking forward. So to me, it's just like being a world champion, yes. And I want to fight more and become a champion more. It's just like personal glory. It's not
Yeah.
like waiting to get awards and so on. I do not know about all these things. It's just from not knowing Silat, being a champion, looking for more. Basically, that's the mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Amazing. Okay. Share with me your darkest days during your days as an athlete. Like, how did you overcome it?
Well, in 1989, just before being a world champion in Holland, Den Haag, I was competing in. There's two episodes. One is 1987, another one is 1989. 87 Jakarta Sea Games, first time Silat be part of it, and I'm down with chicken pox.
Oh.
1 week before traveling, I was down with chicken pox. However, I managed to get a doctor to endorse me, and then I fly. Of course, you're weak and you can't really perform like what you've been doing in training. And I lost. I lost in 87 due to chicken pox. Then at the same time in 1987, I went to World Championship in Kuala Lumpur, December of that
Yeah.
year. In a space of 3 months, It was September. Then for SEA Games September, then World Championship is in December. So I lost because again the conditioning is not right, and the bigger championship, and you just couldn't match. And I lost. I got it like I was fourth in the both championship.
Yeah.
I was fourth. Then that is first part. Then 89, I fought in SEA Games in KL, Kuala Lumpur, where first round I won. Second round I supposed to I fight with Indonesia, this guy from Bali. Uh, I told myself he's a world champion. Then I said I don't care. My statement was I don't care. So first round I beat him. I was like, what the hell? This guy couldn't really perform, couldn't really do it. He's a world champion. He should smash me upside down. But I beat him the first round. And I told myself that this guy is nothing. That's where your head become bigger.
Mm.
You become bigger, sweller, your head become bigger, you swell headed, you think that this is nothing.
Yeah.
I punch, then I came up with a frontal kick, then I follow up with roundhouse kick. The last one I go with the back kick. The moment I go with the back kick, he carry me up, he smashed me down.
Wow.
And I got my right hand just fully dislocated. And it got cheap
Ooh.
bones and all that. It just smashed my joint, my right joint just
Yeah.
smashed. And I'm knocked out totally. And I just couldn't stood up. I pushed my left hand up and I fall back. I went up again, I fall back. Then I saw my hand just wave to everybody by itself. It just waved by itself to everybody. Then I hear this. Everybody like, whoa. Then after that, no sound. Just the light sound. The light sound only. Then it's done. And then they pull me out. The best thing is I already can't see. I was walking towards the room. The medias are trying to interview me, and I was like, move away, move away. I cannot. I couldn't see. I do not know about anything. I just like want to knock out. So that was the horrible ever for my time. So from
Mm.
87, 89, then it goes up. Then I told myself I must come back strong. So
Yeah.
89 to 90, I was riding bike and I was like, start to train carrying a light dumbbell. 1 pound of dumbbell is like 20 kilo dumbbell like that. I felt, like so
Yeah.
heavy, but I just to build myself. And I say there's nobody supported in that time. No physio,
Yeah.
nothing. So you just need to do and build up yourself. Back then was horrible that I have to build myself. Then I told myself, look, I'm not done. I'm going to bounce back.
Wow.
In 1990, I built, I become stronger, do weight training, and then I fight in World Championship. That's where I become a champion. And moving to that, 97, I down with bronchitis. And it's tough for me to
Mm.
move and so on. I lost again in the final. So these are the few milestones
Yeah.
that caused me really. It's a great experience for me. Though I will want to become a champion throughout, but sometimes you got to bring yourself down. You
Right.
got
Right.
to be respectful. You got to be down to earth, and then you can be a champion throughout. You cannot be swell-headed. All these things is just like testing you.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
So but anyway, I'm blessed, and I've seen that some part I lose, some part I won. So
Yeah.
basically, these are the things. So yeah, I think these are the being an athlete. These are these few that caused me really why. I question
Yeah.
myself why.
I
It's
understand. I understand.
very funny for me also. Being a champion since 1990, after that I start to fall sick. I do not know why I fall sick before in an event. But I managed through the event and the championship, and I become a champion. But I must fall sick first. Either I got torn, second degree muscle torn in my back muscle of my thigh. Then my ankle got twisted. I fractured my toe. So these are the things pretty funny until my last day of my championship in 1999. And I was like, maybe there's something going on, which is, as I say that good, bad, and ugly in my life as an athlete. Silat, yes.
I'm just wondering, I don't know if it's true. Silat, they say, sometimes people use, I don't know, like a black magic or thing to make them, like cabal, they say, right? Like, yeah, is that like,
ultra spiritual?
yeah, but does that applies to those other Silat athletes when they come to competition, all the kind of things? Have you ever experienced
Well, it's
it?
pretty
Or
interesting.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
interesting you brought out this thing. I want to believe, I don't want to believe. How to believe, I also do not know. Back then in 1990s, when I become a champion, then 92 and so on, there was a lot of championships in Malaysia and Indonesia. But the interesting part is more in Malaysia, where these gurus, where their athlete is going to fight. One of them is supposed to fight with me. So I, with my coaches, then I saw the guru inside the hall sitting down with what do you call it, the tempat bara, and they really do the ritual there. They do that, and I was like, hey, I never seen this thing. What's going on? And I was telling my coach, hey,
Yeah.
what they are doing there? They want to charm me, or they want to bring me down, or what? It's very funny, and a lot of smoke and all that in the hall. Then my coach said, don't think about it, don't care, you just go inside and fight. I was like, okay. That back then you don't think of anything. What you want is to fight, to win, becoming a champion, carry the Singapore flag. That's all only in your mind. I was thinking that for me, just go in and fight, and I'm going to kick the ass of you, finish you, finish. The first round I can finish you, I finish. That was my mindset.
Yeah.
So, but this guy, he was like sitting down. But when he go inside, I whack him up. And I was like, what is that all about? What is that all about?
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. This is a good experience. But of course, I do believe in Indonesia and some part of in Malaysia and in some other countries. They do this, but not in terms of competition, but to help people, to do stuff and so on. That I do believe, because I really, I told myself, I become a champion, I need to know about all these things. If I one day become a coach, I need to know about all these things. So I do understand on all that. And until now, I still believe that I went through in Indonesia a lot of different type. And I myself saw in front of my eyes, these people are poking here, cooking on the head, fry egg, carry a big log with the teeth, a lot of things, So I was like, how they do it, So there's this called ultra spiritual, that they can manage to do it. Well, for me, I'm settling all the time as a athlete, or I should say as a sportsman. And I think I'm good in that, and I just want to focus on that.
Nice. Yeah, because it's just interesting. I'm like just wondering on that. But yeah, you touched on that. Okay. Being an athlete yourself, being a world champion, what's your approach to eating right as an athlete? Right? Were you disciplined before when you were active? In terms of your nutrition and today, how is it? Yeah.
Well, back then, as again, we don't have the nutritionists that help us out. Whatever is there, you just eat from your mother. They cook curry or whatever, you just have it. You want
Whack me.
nothing else. Just take it and eat. And then you
Okay.
see. So, but as I go on in the late 90s, then you start to put on weight.
Mm.
And in the competition, there is weight category where this weight, they lock you up. They say, no, you will not have this competition. This time round, this weight class, there isn't. This weight class, there isn't.
Yep.
So for me, then I start to think that, hey, my weight class, they locked up. Means I cannot compete in my weight. So if I want to compete, I have to go down to another 5, 10, 15 kilo down
Mm.
to another weight class, which I did in 1997, 99. I did that. So I bring down my weight 20 kilo, 15 kilo. Then
Yep.
I start to diet. No proper diet. Basically, you don't eat. Back then, just thinking, don't eat fat, don't eat at late night.
Yeah.
Cut down here. The big meal becomes small meal.
Yeah.
Basically, we still eat rice.
Yep.
But now is different. Now the athlete is provided by nutritionists, by Sports SG. They are guided. The coaches are more into education, understanding on strength conditioning,
Correct. Yep.
nutrition, and all that. Even playing a part as a psychologist, a mental coach. So we need to understand everything. So then we can help the athlete. If the athlete are the spec scholars athlete, 100% is all by the Sports SG that taking care of them. They are guided into a better diet that they need for their body, and that gives you the strength. And of course, kids being kids, they want to look good. No tummy, like no fats here and there. They want to look good, and they want to have that fast reaction and so on. So proper dieting is good.
Yeah.
As you say, now Silat is blessed with so many support from the Sports SG,
Yep.
Sports
That's good.
Institute, and the athletes definitely can be better, for their competition. Yes.
Okay. What's your challenges now as the CEO of Singapore Silat Federation? Right. What are the challenges you face today?
Well, being a CEO is just like, for me, I bring myself from lower rank up. So a lot of things I do not know, I have to search. Then I become a coach and I become a technical director, and then I understand better and so on. Need to do more than being a CEO, but do everything, because you know that you need to manage everything from A to Z to make sure that you stay relevant. The sports must be up there, and being Silat, a lot of people do not know. So you need to do a lot of things. But of
Mm.
course, do a lot of things, it comes with you need a lot of support. If you don't have support,
Yeah.
how you want to move, especially on financial support. So we are always dependent on donors. We have to do fundraising, we have grants and so on, but not enough, because I have tons of athletes who are in the national team who want to be inspired to be a champion, and they see all their seniors that can manage to become a champion. Why not them? So I have to look at the whole of the structure, see how best that we can support them, and they also have to support us by doing demonstration,
Yeah.
doing volunteer works and so on to
Mm-hmm.
help the
Yep.
federation. So my biggest challenge is still the financial. Other than that, we got no issue in terms of running an event, doing this, doing that, and so on. Doing fundraising is also tough in non-profit organization, because you got to fight with a lot of others that is more needs than us. So we really need to work with a lot of partners that can come in with financial support. From there, we can do better, because I only can see that if you have enough that can care for the federation, the running day to day and bring the athletes for trials, competition, the kid will just grow, and a lot more
Yeah.
people will come in. That will support a lot, and I can see that I can bring hundreds of thousands of athletes in the national team because we can help them because not of the family is not well to do. They are not well to do, so we need to help them. We need to help the federation. We need to help the athlete itself. Yeah.
Got it. So today athletes, they are not paid to be an athlete. Is it the same as before, or
Nah,
are there
before it's
improvements?
totally zero. You don't have anything. You don't have facilities. You don't have
Okay.
equipment, and you don't have anything. It's
Right.
just
Right.
your hand, leg. You go outside at the roadside. Okay, let's train. Basically like that. It's pretty interesting, and I cherish the moment and all that. It's a great experience. However, it's a 360 degrees change, a
Mm.
total change of the paradigm where Silat have big support from Sports SG because we also have put a lot of athletes to be a champions. They train hard. They deserve to be a champion. And from there, we got the support. We got support from Sports SG by giving us grant, and of course we got facilities. At one time, we have 3 facilities. We have at the old Bedok near the swimming pool, where we call it Silat Center of Excellence. And then we have the Heartbeat, the new Bedok. We have Silat there, and one more. We are happy to train at the OCBC Arena Hall 4.
Yeah.
That the biggest. That is the elite athletes training. So only now we have left 2, the new Bedok, which is the Heartbeat, and we have this OCBC Arena.
Right. Right.
And the state-of-the-art equipment that we have. So these are also by the Sports SG. We got the grants, we buy
Nice.
state-of-the-art equipment. The athlete got nothing much to say than training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is out there for them. We have professional coaches. We have professional support staff from Sports SG, from Silat Federation side. We have state-of-the-art facilities and equipment. And we have drawn a lot of programs for them. We have staff that really focus on them to make them to be a champion and be good person, be a good role model for the rest of them that want to be a champion too.
Nice, nice. So there's no excuse not to excel, right? Because all of
No
that,
excuse.
there's none of this back then, and now we have all the facilities, all the support. Yeah, but here's the challenge today, right? Like back then, there's not much distraction, and today there's all this kind of social media, society. Is that something that you face as a coach to make them focus?
Yes, of course. Handphone, the social medias, it can be distracted to the athlete. One of the and also can be good for them because they need to know what's happening in the world,
Right.
right? In Singapore, in the world. And also there's a lot of programs inside there that they can go through a lot of things. But of course, we want them to focus when it comes to training. And you got to be a champion. You need to have a traits of a good rest, good health, proper training, and have a good rest, good sleep, and so on.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Silat, we have built this in 2 manners. One is a family-oriented type. We have to come close together. Number 2, the training is we must push them to the wall. We must focus. We must put them that they satisfied in the training. The coach satisfied the training. We discuss. We look at it that yes, they are satisfied. You can see whether some of them are real or not. Are they real or not? The athlete are real athlete, want
Yeah.
to be a champion. They are hungry to be a champion, or just I want to be associate. I want to be
Yeah.
using the tagline of national team. There's a lot of them like that. Then they will fall out. because they cannot take the punishment of training.
Right, right.
And coming down every day from Monday to Friday, sometimes 2 sessions, sometimes 1 session, sometimes weekend you have to come. Then training is tough. They must thinking that training is tough, keep them going. And to be a champion, that's the ultimate. Yes, they can use their handphone, they can use whatever they can. To me, that will be in help for them in terms of they want to do their self-training, or there's a program inside there. And of course, nowadays in school, teachers are working with them online.
Mm-hmm.
And everything they have to do online. So you still need that, but you have to contain. Yes, some of them are really out of hand. They play games until 24 hours. And I have some athletes like that. Ultimately, they fall out because I can't have them if they are washi-washi, They are not really the real athlete. I want the real athletes to be there.
Right, right,
They
right.
got to be in toto. That I have to be complete to be a champion. And then once you carry the flag, you will cry. You standing the highest and singing Majulah Singapura is totally a different thing, a different atmosphere. You are giving back to the country. You are serving the country.
Yeah.
You have put something that you have given back to the country. One day you say goodbye, you have done something. So I'm putting them into their brain is this. Nobody likes to be trained so hard and ultimately lost in the fight and so on.
Yeah.
But this part and parcel of the game. So the athlete for Silat, we have tuned to this. They fall out themselves if they cannot take it. There's a lot more who want to be part of that.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it. Distracting, part of it. Those who really cannot follow, they like to play. Sometimes they train too hard, they go back, they have no chance to see their phone. They
Yeah.
just sleep, which is good. We need a good deep sleep to have a good
Correct.
recovery,
Recovery
right?
part, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are a world champion yourself, and you have coached also new world champions, right? What makes a great Silat athlete?
Well, the bottom line is this. They got to be disciplined. Once the kids, they know what is discipline and they persevere in whatever they do, and their support will come from their parents, from us and everything. I've pledged to them that we will give 200%, whatever you want.
Wow.
Because I want them, because I know they can make it. So firstly, they must be in discipline. They really want, I want to be here. This is my house. This is my place. This is my turf. Basically, it's like that. So I have to build that, and I will talk to them. I'll see them day to day, and I develop them. Therefore, I know they are genuine athlete or not.
Yeah.
So discipline is very important. Persevering day to day and doing whatever you love. And of course, along the way, people will collapse a bit, and
Right.
you got to pet them a bit, bounce them back a bit, get people to talk to them, give them whatever the best support that we can give, and then we elevate them. Of course, they will go through, they can go very far. So from the starting point, I will talk to them. I want to see how best, whether they believe in themselves, that when they have this point of saying that, yes, I want to be a champion, I'm hungry for it, I want to do it. Okay, let's see how they do it. And then
Yeah.
we can develop them strong.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. Okay, let's talk about personal matters, especially yourself. You recently gotten your doctorate in business
Yes.
administration, right? Early this year,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
So what made you want to improve yourself on education wise?
Well, as I say, when I started off, I'm so scared. I don't have anything with me. Standing in front of people to talk, also I get so nervous. I fumble. I do not know how to put a statement. Yes, I went through a lot of course.
Yeah.
A lot of course. I got a lot of certificates with me. You just name it, from fitness to
Right, right,
communication
right.
to personal development, leadership, everything.
Counseling and everything, right? Yeah.
Yes. Then I was telling myself that I'm gonna be a coach. You just don't coach. You become a mentor. you become a father, you become a friend, you become everything.
Yeah.
So you need to equip yourself with all these things. So I start to take a lot of courses to understand on different being a coach.
Mm.
Then I go on, I told myself, I'm going to have a family. If I don't have a good education, which I don't back then, so I was telling myself, let's go through slowly, go through the rank up. So from certificate to diploma to advanced dip to
Yeah.
degree to uh,
Masters.
masters and so on. So I tell it's very important. It's tough, burn your midnight hour, you
Yeah.
run around. It's all crazy. As I say from just now, it's all whether you want to do it or you don't. I was working like 4 jobs while
Yeah.
I was still an athlete. 4 jobs. I was doing anything you tell me. I can clean, how I can hold a mop, I can dig a long hole for the telephone pole. I know how to do it. I can clean the swimming pool, how you suck out all the dirt inside. I do it everything. So even to education, you have to do it everything.
Yeah.
If not, how you want to be a leader? How you want to be in front? You can't. So I'm still doing study, learning here, short courses to make me more understanding with the new development in the world. People talk about algorithm. What the hell is the algorithm? You don't understand what is that. And now we're talking about digital. We're talking about everything.
Yeah.
You are telling me what's going on with this world. Then because of the shift, you have to follow the trend and you have to
Correct.
develop and keep it there. If
Yeah.
not,
Very true.
you will sit behind. And people are saying that you're not fit to be here. It's about time to change. For me, when I think Silat is already up there, Silat can run properly with people where there's financial support and so on, then I will move up, let the young ones to run. Anyway,
Mm.
I'm still young. I still can have a few more years with me. And of
Nice.
course, there will be transition for people to take over to run the federation and
Yeah.
run
Yeah. Yeah.
good, produce good world champions and SEA Games, and one day to put Silat in Olympics. And by the time I hope I'm still around to see Silat in Olympics, and I think this is the only best from Kampung Silat to be in the world stage
Yeah.
where to the whole world will know what is Silat is all about.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I have discovered a lot of world champions. Right, there's this story about ex world champion. For example, one famous story of Michael Phelps, the swimming guy.
Yeah,
So he have
yeah.
he have won multiple world champions and stuff like that. And at the end, he lost himself. So he went to depression, he went to suicide and stuff like that. So there are so many kind of stories of that, right? And then I'm questioning like how did you not lose yourself? Because like you said, Silat just now, you said earlier that Silat is a personal thing, right? You yourself is a personal achievement. Yeah, so people found that athletes that pursue that personal glory or personal achievement, right? Then at the end, once they reach that stage, there's nothing to pursue it more. So how did you, your mindset, like how did you not fall to that trap like the rest of the other world athletes?
Well, I just add a bit where when I become a world champion 2 times and I'm looking for more championship, I'm looking for more world champions, which is very difficult back then. I couldn't have every year or 2 years once. So it's tough. So I turned myself into professional fighting. I traveled to Germany. I stayed there for months and I'm telling myself I want to fight in K1. Back then, we don't have much about, never heard about MMA. So K1 is the best professional karate. So I met my friend there. We train, it's tough and so on. But ultimately, we need money, we need sponsors and so on. After a few months, I was telling myself I can't do it. I train, I try to compete. Ultimately, I go back to Singapore. So I couldn't pursue to be a professional athlete. Nowadays, kids can look into pro silat, can look into MMA professional where there's bigger money and so on. Depression, yes, if you want to say that, but I don't really fall. I always down because there's no one that I need to turn left and right and telling me my problem being an athlete or being a coach or being an administrator. And there's a lot of issues, problem that you got to carry yourself and you got to manage yourself. So what I did was pretty funny that I was shut myself in my car. I blasted like mad. I have subwoofer in my car. I blasted until the mirror at the side is just popping up by itself, and I was shouting like off
Really?
my stomach. I shout like mad. I was just
Wow.
like,
Yeah,
you
expect
know,
that.
you come to the stage that you better die than you live.
Yeah, yeah,
Dangerous, you know. What the hell, you know? You're telling me yourself like, you do this. What happened? Why is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Why I go into this? Why it's so difficult for me? Being an athlete, of course, that's minor to you. You're thinking that why I be losing all the time, which is now the current athlete thinking that why I keep losing. Forget it. I'm not gonna do any more Silat or
yeah,
any sports. I'll be losing. So they do not know that one day there's an opening door for them. There's a light in front that they can become a champion. I went through that.
mm,
But my biggest letdown was the coach. Being a coach that you see the kids crying, losing, and so on, and you just telling yourself you're hopeless, you're not gonna do how to build. Yes, you know you want to help them, and a lot. And being an administrator is the worst ever. You leading the federation is the worst ever because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of backstabbing. There's a
yeah.
lot of trying to
Very
bring you
ugly.
down. A lot of people frame you up. A lot of people just want to smash you and just a lot of things. I would just want to give up. If I have a choice, I don't want to do it. But then I'm into it. I'm already embedded and I'm into it so much that I have to carry out until my last breath.
Yeah,
However, looking at it, like, you just don't want to do it because it's so suffering. It really cuts to your bone.
correct.
And you're just like feeling that this is nonsense, you know. But I just need to manage. That's why I kill myself, go into the car, blasted like mad, go to the seaside, shouted like mad, you know, and then for this time round, I just bang doing a lot of weights like non-stop,
Mm,
pressing myself, just let go myself out. You know, sometimes it's just go inside here and you just need to bring it out. People will see you are tough one. You look good. You look okay.
yeah,
You don't see any problem inside your body and all that. You know, I see your federation are running well. Your athlete become a champion. You have a good facilities. Everything is good.
yeah,
It's not. It's never good. But I'm also blessed with a lot of support, people supporting me. But luckily, I don't jump down. I don't kill myself.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just let go myself into these areas that I think if the car want to explode, explode. I don't care. If the mirror want to smash, smash. But really, I blasted like mad. And
Right,
I,
right.
I drive like crazy, you know. Sometimes you really think. But of course, at the end of the day, the best thing is you got to pray, sit down, and then you start to talk to God.
Yeah,
Yeah. You just need to talk to God a lot.
yeah. Build that relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. You just now said your support system, right? And I cannot imagine what your wife gone through with you supporting you, your dreams, and everything like that. Maybe you can speak a bit about your wife. How is she handling all of this? You know, from an athlete to now coach and now a CEO and everything. Like, yeah,
Well, she been support from day one, regardless of anything. So, I mean, give me 1 minute. I mean, I'm blessed with what I have. So being a champion, she supported me. Being an athlete, being coach, being problem, she have to join in the problem to support. People
Yeah.
make problem for me, she have to support. Financially, everything. So I think she have put 100% in ups and downs. So that is, I think I'm blessed. So I think not many people can
Yeah.
really, the wife can give the 200%. Yeah.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think I'm blessed. She lived through Silat and see the ups and
Mashallah.
downs, and now she sees the kids training, developing, and being a champion. She enjoy also. So it's just the kids need to pay back to the mother
Yeah.
and see that the mother have put across so much things for them too. So I'm not sure nowadays the kids, I'm hoping the kids to give back to their sport, to their family, to everyone. Yeah.
Mashallah. May Allah reward all of her, support to you, and to just support you. You're an incredible legend, incredible man. Go through all of that. I can't imagine how much trust and support she has given to you. And wow, I admire that. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So outside of Silat, right, you have been very busy too. You're an ex-co position in one championship, right? And you're also with the Jiu-Jitsu Association, and you're also doing volunteering, right? Maybe you can speak more about that. Why are you also involved heavily with other areas outside Silat?
Well, for me is basically I'm from nothing. I'm nothing, zero to a hero. And then that is something that is crazy, it's totally from zero to hero. So what else? Just give back to the society. It's just give them back whatever I have. If I have the energy, why not? I do it. So when I was an athlete, being a champion, I was supporting pertapis, the homes. I was coaching them free, and I creating champions through them, through
Yeah.
the kids there, and bring them to the national team and develop to be a champion. So I did that, and of course, now at this level where there's so many other national sports association or organization need your help.
Yeah.
So since you have so much experience and they recognize you, why not I help them? I'm in the Singapore Martial Art Instructor Association. I'm in
Yep.
the
Yep.
MMA. I'm in the Jiu-Jitsu and so on. There's a lot of them I mentor to. It's just basically I find time to help them, because when I was as an being an athlete, no one helped me, and I grow and being a champion and people support me. Why not? I'm giving back now. I think it's
Yeah.
the best thing is to see people smile and happy. That's the best. That's the best that you are receiving. The money part, the glory, the 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 awards and everything, that's one part of it. But the best part, you see someone cry, and you see their parents cry, especially the athlete,
Yeah.
that they don't believe they can become a champion, and then now they see they become a champion, they cry, you see them, especially the father. I
Yeah.
enjoy looking at it because I have achieved.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Such inspiration. Okay. What's the worst advice you have see or heard been dispensed in your world?
Well, if you want to say the negative, what people have said that Sheikh have died, I was like, I'm still alive running. They call office and say, I heard Sheikh died. I say, what? So these are the worst. There's a lot of worst people who are, some of them are just being paranoid, being jealous and so on, because this is a struggle. You have to
Yeah.
push being an athlete, I just want to train and become an athlete and compete and become a champion. I do not know the word champion too when I was a student. As I grow and I go in and become a champion, there's a rivalry and so on.
Yep.
But not sure there's people take it very seriously. And being a coach, you produce world champions and so on. Some people will just don't like you. Some people will just adore you and crazy. The whole house got your picture, There's two contrasts of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. And I will acknowledge everyone if I see outside. If I don't smile, people say I'm snob and I'm swell-headed and so on. I also don't know how to position myself.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, I'm still surviving. I'm still walking, and I'm still smiling, and I'm still trying to help and do whatever I like. And the main importantly here must be clear, and your heart must be clear and be strong in whatever, and you're conscious of what you are doing. So I think that's the worst ever I went through with what people have said, and people have put me through hell. I don't need to elaborate here, but I really feel deep inside. If I talk more, I can cry because I was like, I'm not being a crybaby, but I'm telling myself, I'm talking deep inside from my heart. It's never be easy. It's like a roller coaster. You have to fight through. This is like a bumpy ride. So until today, it's still a bumpy ride. So
Yeah.
what to do? You just need to go on. You just go like that, and we still just need to go on. One day, a flat road, and you just drive through straight and make it happen for everything.
Right. Right. Who's your role model? Maybe back then as an athlete and now today, and why?
Well, I have seen when I was an athlete back then, Muhammad Ali was the greatest.
Mm,
Everybody is like watching, trying to watch, even black and white TV, small TV. Everybody comes together and just watch him. He wins. Everybody like so happy. So that inspired me a lot. And today I look at, though he's not around still, looking at the way he put up being an athlete, intimidate the opponent and so on. It's part of the game.
yeah.
Nothing nasty. And the good thing is he have shown a very good, charismatic, and also professional at being a professional athlete. I think that's the best ever.
Yeah.
So that's my role model. And of course, beside before him is of course your parents lah. I see my mother and my father. I really bow down to them, especially these two. I have to take care of 8 of us
Wow.
in a family, and my father is just a bus conductor. My mother just every day cook, clean the house, everything. And we all are being late, doing nothing. So again, asking the parents will ask you to do cleaning, and you say yeah, 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 but you never do. I see today also the kids are like that. The parents will just do everything for them. So we trying in Silat now. We're trying to make them do things.
Yeah.
They have to do cleaning, they have to carry things, they have to do a lot of things. So I think this is good. So that's two of them are really my full inspiration as two parents. I see difficult times. And of course, being a sports person will be Muhammad Ali. Now I don't see much of athletes that
Yeah.
really on and being a professional and proper role model. If you look at MMA, they can become so popular, but they talk
Yeah.
rubbish. Like McGregor, they talk rubbish, but he becomes so popular. But the media will love it.
How
But
about
he makes
Khabib?
a lot of
Khabib.
money.
How about
Yeah,
Khabib
Khabib is
Nurmagomedov?
great. He's great. He's great, and
He might be the next
he's
one, huh?
down to earth, pray to Allah all the time, pray to God, and preach good stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes you lose out a bit here and there, your mind lose a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
somehow or other, he's going to be a nice, good, very popular, and we're looking forward for him to be good in the MMA and carry the of his name. And of course, sports athlete, the athletes can just follow how he can train hard,
Yeah.
take care
Yeah.
of the weight, and of course compete and being a champion.
Nice. Nice. Right. What area in your life that you are weak at and you plan to improve?
Well, I always think that I need to improve in everything. Not
Wow.
not not saying at this age I'm 53 doesn't mean that I know how everything. Every day is just like a learning journey. Every day you just
Wow.
have to rehearse yourself at night. Morning you wake up, what you need to do, and you have to just put up what you understand, what you learn, what you are in gap. In whatever gap that you have, you try to close the gap. I'm not complete, and totally I'm not complete. Totally learning. I'm like a sponge too. I learn from every corners from athletes. The kids growing now, they are much smarter. Their
Yeah.
ideas are different, and of course, in office, in everywhere, I'm learning as much as possible to be
Nice.
better every day.
What have you changed your mind about in the last few years and why?
Well, I want to give up. Actually, to tell you the truth, it's not good to say this.
Oh,
Because of all the punches that I got from a lot of people that just giving you a
seriously?
lot of pain. But I told myself, I'm not in the wrong. What I do, I don't do shit stuff. I'm just doing for the best for the sport. So I will bulldoze everything what I do, though in my mind that let's stop and do something else. Do business or do whatever others that you think that you can be good at.
Yeah.
But again, I look back and I see thousands of kids are crying to be like a champion. So who want to take care of them? So I have a responsible to make sure that the behind me they can do it. Of course, I will have all my soldiers with me to help me out, and I have my commander up there to help me out for the behind.
Yeah.
Other than they fall into drugs and some other not good stuff. So this is part of responsibility that I need to do. One day I pass the baton to whoever thinks that they can run the federation and build champions
Yep.
with good health about the federation. Why not?
I have one question from the audience. They asked that have you ever gotten a fight outside of the arena, the fighting arena? Like for example, someone pick a fight with you on the streets, right? So have you ever been in a fight in that kind of condition situation?
Thank God I don't have anyone that approached to fight with me because I think back then I don't really socialize outside and do stuff. Though I go to the gym, I I I start my gym at Nubre International where Rohmat Juraimi, the Mr. Singapore, is there, and a lot of champions, Azman, Abdullah, and all that there. So my circle is quite. I don't go much to pubs and so on.
Yeah.
Somehow or other, maybe because I I more like look straight rather than more fierce looking. Maybe I'm not sure, but there is some people maybe will want to try, but they're not sure and so on.
Yeah.
I do have one when I was doing part time at
Mm.
Far East, where up there there's pubs, and I was working part time. I was telling you just now, I was working for one of it as a cashier at the
Yeah.
car park. So this guy came to me and didn't want to pass the barricade, didn't want to pay. So he
Ah.
asking me to carry the barricade. So he slammed me with his helmet. Yeah, I give him one punch, he dropped down. Then after that, I have to quit because you couldn't fight, right? So
Yeah.
he hammered me with a helmet, and I give him one punch, he dropped, and then he ran away, and that's
Yeah.
it. That was my one and only time ever, lah. Yeah,
Nice, nice. Okay, that's funny.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay. I always ask this to all my guests. What makes a great leader?
Well, first and foremost, you got to be yourself. If you do
Hmm.
not know who is yourself, you got to do some soul searching. You should know yourself. And secondly is discipline is very important. That discipline covers all aspects, be it in terms of work, be it in terms of training, in whatever you do in life. So it's very important. Thirdly is you got to be disciplined. You got to be persevere in whatever you do. Today
Mm.
I discipline, but tomorrow I don't. I don't have the perseverance to carry out again, you know. So to me is these are the three columns that you need to know yourself. You got to be disciplined and persevere in whatever you do, and just
Right.
embrace it all the time. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. If you need to diet, you just follow your diet. Today you have to do training. You have to work from morning till night. Tomorrow morning till night, you just need to do. You just need to persevere, because most of them they collapse because here is not strong. Today I work until 12 midnight. Tomorrow 7 a.m. again. I cannot wake up. I cannot. So he got no discipline. He cannot persevere again to wake up and go to work. Then a lot of excuses will give. So
Yeah.
ultimately, this is my concept that I think that helps me a lot in whatever I do.
Nice. Would you recommend Silat to ordinary people like myself and the others, right? Would you recommend them? Maybe for those who don't want to compete, right? Would you recommend Silat for them just to take it up on the side?
Well, Silat is there is four aspects. One is Silat as self-defense,
Mm.
Silat as artistic, Silat as a sports, and one is mental spiritual. Of course, everyone will do their own praying in different religion. Carry on doing that is very good. If you don't want to become a sports person, you take the attribute of being a health, fitness. You do health and fitness for it. Don't need to compete, but health and fitness is good.
Yep.
Artistic, if you like the culture of it, the flowery of the movement and so on. Like
Mm.
in the movie also, you see now we are also in the Hollywood, not from Singapore but from Indonesian Silat. They are in the Hollywood, you know.
Nice.
They have into so many movies, Hollywood movies and so on. And then the self-defense. Of course, for yourself and anyone and any age, besides health and fitness, self-defense is the most important uh, system that you need to learn how to defend yourself and how to help others.
Yep.
Bare hand with any item that you have to defend yourself. So self-defense is important. Of course, you can learn the self-defense and the health and fitness. So I welcome everyone to come that we can do a class for you all in terms of self-defense or health and fitness.
Mm-hmm.
My athlete can help you out. My coaches can help you out.
Nice.
Or myself also can help anyone who are interested.
Nice. Nice. So where do they go if they want to just
Well, they
uh,
contact you. They, of
me?
course, you can go into uh, uh, Silat Federation.
Mm.
If you go into our Silat Federation website, our social medias, everything is there. Just connect us. You put Silat, you can see us there. Or you press Sheik Alauddin, you can see. You just send to us. We will assist you accordingly.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. We come to the end of the podcast. Any last parting words that you would like to say?
I would like to say thank you to everyone from day one until now, giving the support to me personally, and of course to Silat as a whole. And the Silat community have grown so much, and we have a lot of other races that join us. As a mental coach, also we have Mr. Chris, Anthony, and all that to come in to give us support. We have a lot of other organization that comes in. Of course, I would love to see more continuation to get support from everyone, be it on the financial support or volunteers. Yes, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep training and do what you love, and stay away from any things is nasty and not good to you, and you think it's really not good. Don't be part of it. Know yourself, discipline and persevere in whatever you do. Thank you.
Great. Wow. Thank you again, Dr. Sheik Alauddin, for, all of your experience and value. And I pray that you and your family, I pray for strength to you to continue this and do not give up. And yeah, inshallah, maybe one day you can rest, after all of this and retire peacefully. Right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.